On today's video, the biggest update in Rise of Kingdoms since the announcement of Lost Kingdom is here. We have brand new equipment, cheaper equipment, a lot of changes we're gonna go over. In this video, you have a brief overview of everything so you understand what's changed and its impact. And we're also gonna talk about the coverage of how on this channel, we're gonna cover all the data that's changed, give you all the information you need to have the best equipment, cheapest equipment, the most efficient equipment. But for now, we got a quick overview of everything. So sit back, drop a like on this video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today, the craziest update on Rise of Kingdoms is out. We're gonna go through everything that's been changed, and oh boy, there's a lot to talk about. Before we start though, really quickly, I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms. If you enjoy the content, make sure you're liking the video, subscribe down below, hit the bell to get a notification. 64% of you are not subscribed. Welcome to all of you new viewers. I hope to earn your subscription, especially today, because I'm gonna tell you this. Over the next few days, we have a few videos lined up that'll give you all the information that you need to know about every single piece of equipment, the best and possible types of sets of equipment you can get as a free-to-play player, as a low spender, as a medium spender, as a big spender. We are going to expand our arsenal of equipment content massively, and all that is going to be available for you to know exactly what's the best choices. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell. Let's get started with the first part in this video, which is the changes in the blacksmith itself. We have crazy amounts of new equipment. First and foremost, 3 new sets of 6 pieces, each of them corresponding to one type of troop. It's almost like we talked about it on stream a couple of days ago. I mentioned to y'all, I have a feeling they're gonna start gearing stuff towards specific types of troops. I went on and asked why that is and why do we have extra types of stats if they're doing what I'm thinking they're doing. And the answer to that was someone might have this piece of equipment, but want to also have some infantry strength, and they don't have more infantry equipment. So they could, if they didn't have a better piece of equipment for this specific type of equipment, use this with infantry. They won't get the 20% because they're not using cavalry, but they'll still get something out of it. And I kind of like that approach, that you can craft this set and still use it as a cavalry set, for example, which wouldn't be the ultimate set, but it would be better. Well, this is a cavalry set, so that would be the ultimate set, but you could use it for infantry set, and it wouldn't be the ultimate infantry set, but a cavalry player can still send an infantry march that'll be stronger than an infantry march that doesn't have equipment, for example, of the same exact kind. So I like that a lot. New equipment came in across the board, epic equipment, blue equipment, all over the place. They actually finished the windswept set. We can finally get the 4 pieces for more march speed. They changed the places where you can get the different types of blueprints. We'll discuss that into much more depth in a video coming up very soon. They made epic pieces of equipment and blue equipment cheaper, and as a result of that, we picked up a good amount of equipment materials. I mean, look at that. The material choosem chests from the making of the equipment cheaper. We reduced the material requirements for forging some equipment. They actually gave us greens as well, so I'm assuming there were some greens that we had that they made cheaper. Not only these ones, so that's kind of cool. A bunch of choosem chests, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's get back into this right here, and let's look at what else we have to talk about. They have a brand new bundle, which we'll probably pick up. It's limited 1 per character, and you get it's a gathering set essentially. You unlock the blacksmith, and as a result, you can get a gathering set for free. Epic, well, not for free, $10 pack for 4 epic pieces of equipment, which are primarily gathering equipment. I mean, heck, I'll take it. I'll take some extra nice little gathering speed on one of my marches for 10 bucks. I'll totally do it. And we also get some cavalry out of it, some infantry out of it. Not bad, but it's definitely a gathering set. $10, definitely like that. The second big change they created in this update, which is, it's actually nuts. They did change the equipment materials, and we thought, they're going to keep 4 of them. It was like the picture of Facebook showed. And I figured, we're going to get equipment choosing chests for the pieces of types of materials that they took out of the game, right? Nope, they reset everything. Every single equipment material you had went away, and it became a crazy amount of choose 'em chests. Oh my goodness, people picked up a stupid amount of choose 'em chests. Unreal. I mean, I still haven't done the math to guarantee that all these numbers are correct. We have all the data. We'll do the math and let you know if there's errors so you guys calculate it as well. I recommend that you all save all of these in your favorites just in case and make sure that you get the right amount of choose 'em chests for the right amount of materials that you had. But oh my goodness, this is the first time I'll say, Lilith, hats off to y'all. You guys surprised me. I did not think they would reset it all. The reason resetting it is so good is that with the choice, with the ability to quick forge equipment, you can straight up come here, click quick forge, and you can convert choose 'em chests into whichever material you want. So now if I was, for example, working on getting shields returned, but now I want to do well, that's not a good example because those are the same equipment materials. But if I was working, for example, on this, just as an example, and now I want to work on something that doesn't have stone in it. Hello? No? All of them have stone in it? Well, of course all of them have stone in it because there's much less types of equipment materials available. But if I was working on this, for example, and I wanted to work on that now, and I had a ton of bones that are now useless, I can convert those choose 'em chests, those bones, into these types of equipment, of materials instead, which is awesome. And so even though I could have had a ton of bones, which I did, by the way, they are now going to get converted into iron ores or something like that. Unfortunately, Trial of the Lost Kingdom is still a VIP 16 only equipment material, so rest in equipment piece, but now it's a 15% cavalry defense, which is huge. They did really well with the materials. I'm super happy about it. That's change number 2. Change number 3 is the pack. We have a brand new pack, a geared up pack, and of course, we picked it up. The pack comes now with equipment key chests, chest keys, whatever, which I was not surprised. I could have seen this coming a mile away. You pick up 26 keys from fully buying the pack, which has a $5 to $100 option. It's, in my opinion, a bit better than the hammer and anvil because of the fact that you get a bunch of keys. And of course, with that came the equipment chest. Now, I haven't opened my freebie yet, even though the timer should be running already. I haven't opened it. I'll wait for the stream. Later tonight, we're doing a ruin stream, and on stream, we'll open 26 keys. We'll open the free chest, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I do just as good as with the gold keys. If y'all want to open some gold keys, Liver Wars happens every single stream. Come into the stream, ask what Liver Wars is, and you'll know we've been opening keys left and right and paying a very, very expensive price for them. With that being said, that pack is actually a very, 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 very nice pack. I am a fan, although, again, a pack is a pack, right? And here comes the kicker, because as of right now, everything was nice and dandy, but then came the kicker. First and foremost, the VIP shop has changed drastically, and spoiler alert in case you don't know this, every time they change the VIP shop in an update, the VIP shop resets. So make sure every single update, the day before the update, to clear whatever you buy out of the VIP shop because it tends to reset. It did today. We picked everything up. 50 level 1 material choose chests for 10,000 food a pop, 500,000 food a week will get you 50 great pieces of materials. 50 pieces would become 12 greens, which then become 3 blues a week, which is not bad at all. It's okay for food. The kicker is not this though. The kicker is what's coming down here. They added new cavalry random equipment chests, infantry random equipment chests, and archer random equipment chests. Now, there are 2 bad things about this. The first one is that, as you know, the order of these is based on your VIP level. So the cavalry one is available at a very, very low VIP level compared to the archer one, which you need a much higher VIP level to unlock. Now, I haven't seen what the levels of VIPs of all this is. We're going to take a look at that on stream and make sure that information is correct. But if they maintain that same order of what opens at what VIP level, Cavalry are going to get equipment much quicker. What these random equipment chests are is they drop Abyssal Visages. That's right, Abyssal Visages back. Now you can get more Abyssal Visages from here. Iced Sufferance are back as well. You can get them from here. Heart of the Saint, you don't need to go hunt those Ruin Stalkers and hope and pray that they drop them for you, even though I have 2. Now you can get equipment, blueprint fragments out of these chests, and a few other like Gladiator and Cloud Racers, which I hate, but you can now get some of these rare ones, which is awesome. In the infantry department, the Revival Helmet and Gauntlet are here. You don't need to wait for Ian's ballads anymore. Hallelujah. The new Sakura Fubuki is in here as well. Quinsol, Karak Humility, and Frost Treads. When it comes to the archers, again, Revival Plate and Greaves. The Golden Age. Hallelujah. No, I hate the stupid Golden Age. If y'all watch my streams, you know how much bad luck I have with it. Dark Lord's Blessing available in here now too. Seth's Brutality. I mean, there's a crazy amount of equipment in the Archer department. The problem with this is that it's 240 gems for 24 of them, which will run you a steep 5,760 gems every single week. For each one, 17,280 gems if you want to get them all a week. Uh-oh. They also added blue material choice chests, 15 for 150 gems a pop every single week. It'll run you a nice little 2,250 gems. The purple choose 'em chests are now 15 available, not 2, and there's 600 gems, not 1,400, which is awesome, except that it'll run you 9,000 gems every week to get all 15. And we haven't finished. You remember those legendary sets that I showed you earlier? How do you think you get blueprints of them? Well, there are a couple of ways to get blueprints of them, but one of the ways is through the level 5 infantry random equipment chests. Cavalry, infantry, and archers. At 1,500 gems a pop, it'll cost you 10,000 gems, 500 every single week to get 7 chests, and you'll have a random chance of getting one of these fragments. 7 fragments a week at 1,500 gems a pop is crazy. To get 30 fragments of the one piece, even if you had to choose them, this is random. You don't choose it. It'll cost you 45,000 gems to get 30 one piece of equipment worth of blueprints. 45,000 gems. There are 6 of them. 270,000 gems, right? 270,000 gems to get all 6 pieces, and it's random. You're gonna have to spend so much more than that until you finally get the one blueprint fragment you were missing. This is the stick. Have you ever heard the saying, the carrot and the stick? Well, giving us choose 'em chests for this was the carrot. I was like, sweet carrot, nom nom nom, right? And then I scrolled down, pop, came the stick, and I didn't even see it coming. Oh my goodness. Just so you understand how crazy this is, if you are someone who wants to stay like at the top of Rise of Kingdoms right now, that would mean you're buying every single one of these pieces every single week to make sure you're getting ahead as quickly as humanly possible. You're spending 60,030 gems every single week. Translating it into dollars, that's $250 worth of packs, gems from packs, every single week. The reason this is the carrot, this is the stick, is because it creates a very weird situation. If you remember in the intro, I told you there's a good change and this change is good and bad at the same time as I'm starting to turn invisible because the green screen is going a little, the blue screen is going a little crazy. Blue shirt, I mean, it is what it is. I'm an orc, chat, don't tell anyone. In Rise of Kingdoms, as of right now, think of it as a ladder, okay? And the ladder, let's say, has 8 steps. You have the first step, which is free to play. You have the second step, which is small, low spender. Then the next step is a little bit of a bigger, lower spender, but still doesn't spend that much. Then you have lower medium spender, high medium spender, low high spender, medium high spender, high spender, okay? Let's say that's the breakdown as of right now. At some point, the top medium spender, if he was savvy enough and knew what he was doing, could compare himself to even the top of the top in terms of what they can put out on the field. The difference as of today between the mega whales and the big spenders or the top medium spenders is that they have all the legendary commanders' expertise, and folks like, I'm going to use an example of people that you all know, Chiskel Gaming or Legend Ronnie, for example. They don't have every single legendary commander expertise, but they have a good amount of them, and they can put out just as much firepower onto the field as someone like Baba, for example, who has all the legendary commanders available, but he only has 5 marches just as well as Chiskel and Ronnie have. And since they both prioritized on good things like good pieces of equipment, it reached a point where they could compare themselves one for one to someone like Baba, who spends thousands of dollars every single day on this game, as an example. What happened here is that the ladder now grew drastically, and now the top of the top will be able to differentiate themselves from even the middle top, from the bottom top, from the high medium spenders. The gaps between the types of accounts that are available changed drastically. It changed drastically. This is in turn a bad thing in Rise of Kingdoms, and it is a bad thing in all because it also increased the gap between the free-to-play players and the spenders in a massive way. But if you're looking at it as a spender in the game, it also increased a medium spender's distance from a very big spender. But for the very big spenders who at this point had nothing to spend their gems on, they're just blasting stuff, this is good news. They now have... I am not a big spender, and every time More Than Gems would come up, I'd get bummed out about it because More Than Gems is a great place to spend gems. But realistically, I'm not the kind of spender that goes in here and buys the legendary commander sculptures every single week. I would do it for More Than Gems because it's More Than Gems and I have nothing better to spend my gems on. But now I do have something better to spend my gems on in More Than Gems. So for me, this change was actually fairly good. It added more usability for my gems. And when I spend them, I'll spend them in better places in certain scenarios, right? But again, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to start spending much more on this game to get to a point where I'm like able to compete at some sort of a top tier. Or, you know, we might be in big trouble. The equipment gaps between folks are gonna grow at a stupid level. And folks like Baba, Character T, Noon, I believe Bunny too, Death Squad, and so many other huge players are going to just love this. They're gonna have a ton of gems available to spend every single week to get themselves as far ahead as they can and to be really that tip of the spear. I like it. Whether you guys, I know you guys are gonna hate that, but I like it. And the reason I like it is because a spear has to be able to have a very sharp top. And that means that the top has to be very unique. As of right now, the Rise of Kingdoms spear didn't have a top. It was like something like this, where the top was like, there was a relatively good amount of people that were at the top. Now, the tip of the spear is going to be very clear. A player like Baba, for example, is going to have a much bigger impact on his kingdom than he used to before because in a couple of weeks or in a month or so, he's going to be so geared up on equipment that nobody else would be at his level. And now he is going to be the top of the top. It reminds me of a lot of different games where, for example, in Lords Mobile, the $11,000 champions came out, and anyone who had all three of them was essentially the tip of the spear. The champion gear was the tip of the spear. And they're creating tips of spear and making them very expensive. That's a good thing for the overall way Rise of Kingdoms is. You know, the bigger spenders should have more impact on the game as a player. But at the same time, it's bad because it's causing bigger distances between the free-to-play and the small small spenders, the medium spenders like myself and all that. So it's a good and it's a bad thing. Overall, it makes the game more interesting for what it should be, which is the paying customers of this game. It sucks for those who are free-to-play or low spenders, but it's a pay-to-win game at the end of the day. Like, it's nothing we can do about that, right? Finally, one last point before we go. Chisco called it yesterday. I did not believe it, but hey, Lost Canyon functionality is locked. Sunset Canyon functionality is locked. I would guess that he was right, and we're gonna see changes in the shops of both of these events, and more equipment stuff is going to be available there. Thank the Lord I didn't spend my coins yet. The only thing is, I hope Lilith took into account that because the functionality is locked, people are missing out on coins and missing out on potentially going up in the rankings or down in the rankings. And so hopefully Lilith will do something to compensate us for all the time wasted here with this. I don't care for, but in here, I'd love to get like 200,000-300,000 coins, Lilith. I'm just saying. With that being said, this update was amazing. We're going to talk about it a lot on stream today. We're also going to fight our own ruins, and then we're going to open the keys and all that. See you all. I can tell you exactly when it should be out. Let's see. I don't know when the ruins are. I believe it's 7 p.m. UTC. So we will be live probably around 6 p.m. UTC. We'll talk about the update, fight, and then go on with opening chests and whatnot. So it's going to be an awesome time. What do you all think about the update? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Appreciate every single one of you. Drop the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Did all that good stuff. Take care. Have a great rest of your day and see you on stream. Peace.